I just can't give it up. Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and in today's video, we are parting out my, I wouldn't really call it beloved, but it is my Nissan Altima. And in today's video, man, we are starting the part out. Now, for those of you guys who've been subscribed, know I've had this car for about 2.5 years now. It served me actually really well. This car really didn't need any work. Aside from a couple brake calipers, I think I did the struts, and maybe a wheel bearing on the passenger side, and a few other miscellaneous sensors and stuff like that. But overall, it's been a great car. But today, we're saying goodbye. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is just removing the whole front end. I got somebody coming for the hood, the fenders, the front bumper, and the headlights, as well as the rear bumper. So for those of you guys who are local to the GTA, all those parts are already sold. Hopefully by the end of this video, I'll leave a little disclaimer if the guy didn't show up or whatever. So I'm going to get the camera on the tripod so I can work and talk, and we're going to go over exactly why I'm getting rid of the Nissan Altima. So I guess the craziest thing about me parting this car out right now, actually the fact that it runs 100% perfect. Now the real problem that I'm having is that lines are getting really rusty and corroded and starting to break. So I've had this car off the road for a couple weeks now, and the issue that I was having is one of the oil cooler lines that goes to the oil filter. That line actually, there's a banjo bolt that goes into the back of the block, and the line where it hooks down and then goes into the oil cooler. I was running through some pretty deep ice not that long ago on my way to work, and yeah, I completely busted up that hose. It bent to the point where it was leaking. I think I got a clip of it the last time I was under this car. I'll throw that in right now. So yeah, that was definitely a problem. And also during that lovely drive to work, I ended up ripping off one of the O2 sensors. Now I'm not sure exactly how that ended up happening because the bung is actually on top of the rear cat. Now I was looking to try to weld it back on, and I was hoping I could do something simple with that that line that was damaged. It's just in a position that I'm not able to get to, and I always told myself that if there was anything on this car that I had to take it to a shop for, this was within the last little while here, that I would pretty much call it quits. This car I paid $2,000 for. I bought it many years ago. And the more that I started looking at this thing to see what it would take to fix, I'd have to take the whole axle out. The parts alone would probably cost me about $100 to $150 for the new sensor. And I'd have to take that bung in to get re-welded because I just can't reach it. And you guys got to keep in mind, your boy's been in the Altima game for a minute right now. I think it was like 08 I started with the black Altima, maybe even a little sooner. And for what these cars are, I really love them. They're fast, they're super cheap, they're relatively easy to fix and maintain if you don't run into issues like this. Also, the fact that these cars require premium fuel, when you're really only making about 250 horsepower is kind of disappointing. If you guys were watching my last couple videos on this car, you'll know that I did switch to regular. That was before the gas prices got really out of hand. Now it's like here in Canada, like 180, 190 in some places for premium, or for regular, I should say. It just doesn't make sense to be driving a car like this anymore. So I will be in the market for a new car probably in the fall at the end of the year. Before I take this bumper off, I am going to be fixing the G35 for the summer. I have what I believe to be the missing piece as to why my car's been acting up. This is a new ECU. So from what I've been reading online, the ECUs can sometimes act up, especially after a tune. So I'm going to take this to the dealership probably in the next week or two and get that reprogrammed, and then hopefully fix the G35, and then I'll just start daily in this thing. It doesn't make sense for this car 2004 VQ DE. It just doesn't make sense for it to be sitting here not driven. It's just not that nice of a car. So I'm not in a rush for a new daily. I'm gonna finish up. I'm gonna do the Acura CSX swap on the girlfriend's Honda Civic, drive that for a little while, take my time. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I have my heart set on for a new daily, but we're going to save that for another video. Now, I did mess around with the idea of doing a HR swap or the second gen DE out of like a newer Maxima or newer Altima on this car. But this car is just... It's a shame, really, because the engine still runs good. It has some timing chain, little rattle on startup, but it's always had that. Religiously burns a quart of oil every 1,000 kilometers, but aside from that, still runs great. But it's just stuff like this. Like this line right here is just a ticking time bomb. I don't know if hold on, let me try to zoom in on that. Like that line, any day could spring a pinhole leak like the one did underneath the car. And every single line on this car is like that. You can see the front crash bar here. This whole, this piece right here under there, I did a patch panel, didn't Bondo it yet, but that's all rusted underneath there. And the passenger side is starting to go. So it just doesn't make sense to invest that kind of money in a car in this condition. That's one of the downsides with living in Canada is your cars have a limited lifespan, and no matter what you can do, they're eventually all going to rust if you're driving them in the winter. That one right there has been in a time capsule since about 2018. No, I'm just kidding. It's been almost 2 years now, but like I say, we'll be fixing that. But I think I'm probably going to end this clip right here and just get to taking the parts off the car. I got to take off the headlights, both fenders, and then the rear bumper. And I think he said he wanted this crash bar off the front here, so we're going to throw that in. So I'm going to finish taking these parts off, and then we'll put an end to this one. Alrighty, so we got all the parts off that we wanted to get off. Front bumper, fenders, hood. We got the front crash bar is completely removed. And then we come around back and the rear bumper is off. So this is all the parts right here. So I'm going to go ahead, message the guy up. So these parts right here, as of now, if this is in the video, these parts here are sold. And now that we got the bumper off, we can start to really see some rust coming through. That side's not as bad, but I did see some rot here on the bumper support. Coming around here, we're starting to see the rot creep down pretty bad. If I were to pull this whole plate off, which I can, that's what that was covering. So that was just kind of my makeshift patch panel just to make it look half decent for YouTube and the gram. But, you know, this car, don't cry for me, because this car here, it's slowly becoming one again with the earth. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead, put an end to this video. We're just starting it out. Expect a few more part out videos of this on the channel. I want to get the seats out. There's a few newer parts that I put on this, like this cam sensor back here is brand new, even though it's already starting to corrode a little bit. Got the radio bezel, which I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap carbon fiber and then sell that, because there are a couple hairline cracks on it. But if somebody wants to buy it as is, let me know. So yeah, man, I hope you guys are excited for the next daily build. Like I say, this car served me well. It's been a good car, but you know, your boy's getting a little old out here. I got a kid now. My back's starting to hurt, so I need something a little more comfortable. So maybe I'll take you guys along the journey of what it takes to get me a new car. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, definitely do so. And as always, I'm your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace.